If they didn't take Jordan Love, would Aaron Rodgers have a problem with the Packers organization? Probably unlikely, right? I mean, he might have a little bit of a problem, but I'm guessing probably not. If Aaron somehow gets into the end zone in that title game against Tampa Bay and goes to the Super Bowl, does he still have a problem with Jordan Love as quarterback? Maybe. Not as much as it is now. But is it that fine of a line where you go, hey, I'm really upset. Okay. And you want out? Like, the reports on Aaron Rodgers range from he wants out, he might stay, he wants total control of the roster, he wants a new contract. They've already said they would make him the highest paid quarterback in the league. I just think he got embarrassed, and he wants somebody in the Packers organization to beg for forgiveness publicly. Yes, Todd.
They didn't need Rodgers' permission, but I would say, especially someone as accomplished as him or any of these elite quarterbacks, I think it could have solved a lot of problems if they just would have worded it. How you word something with someone in any line of work matters a lot. If they would have just let him know this is what we're thinking of doing, not asking his permission to pick Jordan Love, but just to include him so he's not finding out for the first time on draft night the direction they're going in. I think that could have solved a lot of problems to explain why they feel they got to protect themselves in the future and take this young quarterback.
Well, your star quarterback. You're going to take his replacement. I mean, he is. I mean, in any walk of life, let's say you're watching TV. There's a draft going on. And all of a sudden, I'm trading up to get a young Booker. And you're watching this. And you see this happen. But I didn't let you know. How do you feel?
I wouldn't like it then. I wouldn't even like it if you had told me ahead of time. But I'd certainly like it a lot less if I'm finding out at that moment, was when I'm thinking we're going to pick someone else in production or programming to make the show better, and it wasn't directly related to my job or my responsibilities. Well, like, why am I finding out now, especially if I'm somewhat accomplished and I've been doing it for so many years on a certain level? That's kind of crummy.
Yes,
find out that way.
To be fair to the Packers, when we had Aaron Rodgers on, you asked him specifically, when did you find out? He said he found out just before the pick. Which means someone from the Packers. We didn't really get the details.
I don't think so.
Well, we don't know.
But you don't know that it was the Packers.
No, but he did say he found out just before the pick.
Social media.
It's possible he found out from Adam Schefter or Jay Glazer.
No, they tipped the picks. I'm going to guess that's...
It's also possible he got a text from the GM saying, we're about to draft Jordan Love, quick heads up. And it was 45 seconds before the pick. We don't know. Yeah.
I would say 45 seconds before the pick was tipped, and then he got wind of it.
Could be.
But I don't know what the Packers, if they called him. All I know is they must have done something really wrong, because every Packer in the front office went out to Aaron's house in Malibu this past summer. Right? Or this spring. So they must have done something wrong, aside from drafting Jordan Love. Yeah, Seton. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you had something to say.
No, sorry. I'm trying to find the Aaron Rodgers sound.
Oh, okay. Yes, McLovin.
By the way, your Fritzy analogy, if you had hired a younger Booker.
Yeah.
What if you had hired a younger Booker, then Fritzy booked Michael Jordan the following year, becoming the MVP of Bookers? Then he would have been doubly mad, because that's kind of what Aaron Rodgers did.
Maybe I should do that to motivate Todd.
Interesting. That is interesting about Aaron Rodgers. Would he have played at that much of a level if he didn't have this Jordan Love chip on his shoulder all year to try to prove the Packers what a horrible mistake they made, that they're already looking for his replacement?
Yeah, but I don't know how that works.
You would think you always want to do your best.
But you don't go, Aaron Rodgers is going to go out on the field. Now I really want to be great. I'm assuming he wants to be great with his ego every time he steps on the football field. Not, I'm really going to be great now because they embarrassed me. I don't.
Maybe you take it that next year just a little bit, or when you credit the fans, like if there was no fans there, and all of a sudden they're all screaming and cheering, and you find another level because they helped carry you through the game.
If I think a lot of people found out their company was applying, trying to get their replacement in, they'd bolt. They'd look for the next place, because obviously they don't care about you. And maybe that's where Rodgers is like, look, once that happened, they said, okay, cool. Let me start laying the groundwork for getting out of here. It's not as easy when you're under contract.
Well, I was at SportsCenter. They were bringing in young anchors all the time.
But young anchors, it's less specific. You were entrenched, and they never said, "Hey, Dan, we're going to move you to the 3 p.m. news shift."
Well, no, Rodgers wasn't being moved.
Yeah.
They just hired. They were hiring my replacement. They were just trying to find who that replacement was going to be. It could have been, a woman. It could be, it could have been Stuart Scott. It could have been Rich Eisen. It could have been somebody younger than that. Because everybody left SportsCenter. And I was the last one there. They were planning on when I wasn't going to be there. Punks. Yes. Yes.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, it's also like, in your case, it's a situation where the network is drastically expanding, right? They're adding 5 different channels and they're hiring all kinds of people and doing all of that stuff. There's one quarterback and then the other guy.
Yeah.
That's it. Those are the only options. So it's not like, oh yeah, we're bringing in Jimmy Lipper and he's going to do a couple of overnight news shifts or whatever. It's they're not adding new football teams to the Packers where they're bringing in other quarterbacks.
Well, NBC brought in Mike Tirico, and then Tirico was out in the field, and then he was going to come into the studio. So I'm watching this unfold. I helped recruit Tirico to come to NBC. Yes, Todd.
But what if the network had an opportunity to hire this great co-host with you, or an amazing producer, just to make what you do already that much better, using the Packer analogy, where he wanted them to get a receiver or running back or someone on the offensive line, as opposed to taking a top pick on his backup, the one that's going to take his place. That would be, I think, a whole different story. As opposed to looking for a young replacement for you at SportsCenter.
I got it, Todd. I got it. You good?
I think so.
Okay. And I'm not looking for a young booker.
At this time.
No.
At this juncture.
At this juncture.
You got to put that word on the end.
At this juncture.
Today, you are.
No, I'm going to be, like Sean McVay and Les Snead. He's our quarterback for the time being. We have no plans to replace Todd. The position is not open at this juncture.